Listen to me. It's time to wake up. I said wake up. You've been sleeping on yourself for too long. You've been living in a fantasy, hoping that success will somehow just show up. You think life is fair. You think just because you want it, it's going to happen. Now, it don't work like that. This world doesn't owe you anything. Not a job, not a promotion, not a dream. You've been waiting for a handout. I'm telling you, the handout ain't coming. Reality check. If you don't grind, if you don't hustle, if you don't sacrifice, you don't eat. Stop blaming your past. Stop pointing finger. Stop crying about what didn't go right. That's over. It's done. This is your life. This is your responsibility. It's time to stop dreaming and start doing. Time to face the facts. You want it, but you're not willing to bleed for it. You talk big, but you don't live big. You say you're hungry, but you still hitting snooze. You say you want change, but you keep making excuses. Let me be real with you. Waking up to reality means you stop lying to yourself. It means you accept that the world doesn't slow down just because you're tired. It means you start showing up every single day like your life depends on it, because it does. Nobody's coming to save you. Not your friends, not your family, not your boss. You have to look yourself in the mirror and say, if it's going to happen, it's on me. That's the truth. That's the real. So now the question is, are you going to keep sleeping? Or are you going to wake up, get up, and grind like your dreams are waiting on the other side of pain, struggle, and consistency? Wake up to reality and take control of your life. You keep waiting for life to be fair. You keep sitting around thinking, if I just stay patient, maybe things will turn around. But I'm here to tell you the truth. Life doesn't operate on your timeline. Life doesn't give handouts. Life is not fair. And the quicker you accept that, the faster you can start making moves that matter. You got to stop waiting for something that's never been promised. You got to stop hoping that someone else is going to fix what's broken in your life. Life is a battlefield, and the only way to survive it is to fight for every inch of progress. Stop wishing it were easier. Get stronger. See, when you live in the mindset that life owes you something, you walk around with your hand out. You wait for your break. You wait for your opportunity. You wait for someone to see you, to believe in you, to give you a shot. But what you don't realize is that while you're waiting, someone else is out there grinding. While you're stuck in your feelings, they're out there putting in the reps. While you're looking for comfort, they're chasing growth. And life rewards that kind of mentality. Life rewards the discipline, the consistent, the focused, not the wishful. You got to reprogram the way you think. Stop saying, oh, why me? And start saying, try me. Stop asking life for a favor and start preparing yourself for the storm. You think life is going to slow down for you. You think just because you've had a tough time, life's going to give you a pass? No, life keeps moving. And if you don't move with it, you get left behind. You get buried by your circumstances, you drown in your own excuse. And nobody's throwing you a lifeline, because reality doesn't care about your comfort zone. It only cares about your commitment. You've got to stop looking at your pain like it's punishment. It's not punishment, it's preparation. That disappointment you feel, that setback you're living through, that's life training you. That's life saying, you say you want it. Let me see if you're built for it. Because it's easy to say you want success when everything's going well. It's easy to stay positive when the doors are open. But the real test comes when nothing is working, when the world is saying, oh, when your bank account is empty and your motivation is fading. That's when life wants to see if you're serious or if you're soft. And you've got to get this. Nobody's going to hand you anything. There are no shortcuts. There are no hacks. Just hard work. Just daily discipline. Just waking up and doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. You want the body? Hit the gym. You want the degree? Open the books. You want the business? Start building. You want the freedom? Earn it, T. Because life isn't about what you deserve. Life is about what you demand from yourself. You don't get what you hope for. You get what you hustle for. Now I know some of you are stuck. You're saying it, but you don't know what I've been through. Man, you're right. I don't. But I do know this. Pain is universal. Struggle is part of the human condition. We all go through something. The difference is how you respond to it. Are you going to let it define you, or are you going to let it develop you? You've got to stop letting the struggle make you smaller. Use it to become stronger. Use it to grow. Use it to rise. Because when you come out on the other side, people will look at you and ask, how did you do it? And your answer won't be talent. It won't be luck. It'll be grit. It'll be grind. It'll be because you stopped waiting for life to be fair and you started working like your future depended on it. Because it did, you got to kill the victim mentality. That mindset that says, the world is against me, I can't win because the odds are stacked too high. Let me tell you something. Every champion you admire, every success story you look up to, they had odds too. They had pain too. They had moments when everything screamed at them to quit. But they didn't listen. They didn't fold. They kept showing up. Not because it was easy, but because they understood something you haven't accepted yet. Life is not fair, but it is full of opportunity for those who are willing to fight for it. So stop crying over what didn't happen. Stop moping over who didn't support you. Stop wasting time wishing your life looked different. This is your reality. Own it. Build on it. Turn your pain into power, your trials into training, your setbacks into setups. Wake up every day and tell yourself, I may not control what life throws at me, but I control how I respond. And that response, that mindset, will separate you from the rest. That's what turns average into excellence. That's what builds legacy. You've got to stop being afraid of hard work. You got to stop looking for shortcuts and start showing up when it's inconvenient, when it's exhausting, when it hurts. Because when you do, you'll find out something powerful. Life may not be fair, but it is beatable if you're willing to stay in the fight. If you're willing to bleed for what you believe in. If you're willing to go again and again and again, even when you lose, even when you're broken, even when you're tired. Success doesn't belong to the lucky, it belongs to the relentless, to the ones who stopped waiting and started doing. To the ones who don't complain about the game. They train for it. They practice, they push, they persevere. And they keep showing up until the world has no choice but to recognize their greatness. So I'm telling you right now, wake up. Stop dreaming that life will change and start changing your life. No more excuses, no more waiting. The world is not fair, but your results will be. You reap what you sow. You earn what you grind for. And if you want it bad enough, if you're tired of being average, if you're sick of being overlooked, then stop waiting for life to hand you a break. Go take it. You've been blaming everything around you for far too long. You keep pointing your finger at the world, hoping that if you just explain your pain loud enough, someone will come fix it. But that's not how growth works. That's not how success is born. The reality is this. Nothing changes until you decide to own your story. Not your parents, not your boss, not your past. It's easier to make excuses than to take responsibility. It's easier to say, I didn't get the opportunity, or they never supported me, or I wasn't given the right resources. That's the easy way out. That's what people say when they're scared of owning their power. When they're afraid of what might happen if they stop blaming, started building, I start blaming. Because the truth is, the moment you say it's on me, everything shifts. That's when you go from a victim to a warrior. That's when you stop living in your past and start designing your future. Let me break it down for you. Your story is not your excuse. Your story is your power. You might have come from a broken home. You might have grown up poor. You might have had people doubt you, overlook you, laugh at your dreams. That's real. I'm not dismissing your pain. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, you decide what that pain produces. It can either be a prison or a platform. You can let it weigh you down or you can stand on it. But whatever you do, you've got to own it because you can't change what you won't claim. When you keep blaming others, you give away your control. You hand your power to your past. You say, I can't win because someone else did this to me. And what happens? You stay stuck. You stay angry. You stay bitter. You don't grow because you're too busy complaining about what they did instead of focusing on what you can do. But when you own your story, you flip the script. You take back the pen and start writing the next chapter. Not the one full of pain and excuses, but the one where you rise. Not despite your past, but because of it. Listen to me, accountability is freedom. When you accept responsibility for where you are, you unlock the ability to go where you want to be. You stop waiting for apology. You stop needing validation. You stop hoping the world will make it right. Instead, you stand up and say, I may not have chosen how my story began, but I choose how it ends. And you start grinding. You start healing. You start working not just harder, but smarter, with purpose, with clarity. Here's the thing most people don't want to admit. You can't outrun your excuses and reach your potential at the same time. It's one or the other. You can't say you want greatness while clinging to victimhood. You can't say you're destined for more while blaming everyone else for why you haven't arrived. That kind of mindset will never produce greatness, because greatness doesn't come from comfort. It doesn't come from blame. It comes from ownership. It comes from the moment you stop waiting for permission and give yourself the authority to rise. You got to take ownership of your habits, your mindset, your daily routine, your effort. Stop saying you don't have time. Check how much time you're wasting. Stop saying you're not motivated. Look at what you're feeding your mind. Stop saying you're not lucky. Look at what you're doing with the opportunities you do have. Because once you own it, you can change it. But as long as you keep blaming, nothing's going to move. You'll keep spinning in the same cycle, wondering why you never break through. It's time to stop looking for someone to rescue you and start becoming your own hero. That's what owning your story is really about. It's about realizing that you have everything inside you already. You just haven't activated it because you've been too focused on everything that went wrong. But what if you started focusing on what could go right? What if you stopped playing small because of your past and started dreaming bigger because of your future? I'm not telling you it's easy. I'm not saying it won't hurt. Taking responsibility requires humility. It requires honesty. It requires you to look in the mirror and say, maybe I've been the problem. Maybe I've been in my own way. And that's tough. But you know what's tough? Living a life full of regret. Looking back 5, 10, 20 years from now and realizing you never stepped into your full potential. Not because you couldn't, but because you wouldn't. Because you chose to stay in blame instead of stepping into boldness. Your life is a reflection of the decisions you make every day. It's not about what happened to you. It's about how you respond. And when you own your story, you stop letting your circumstances define you. You define them, you rise above. You keep showing up. You make peace with your past, not because it was okay, but because you refuse to let it hold you anymore. Some of you are sitting on dreams you haven't touched because you're still angry at what happened. Some of you haven't built your business, haven't written your book, haven't changed your hell because you're still waiting for the people who hurt you to make it right. I'm telling you, they may never apologize. They may never come back. They may never say sorry. And that's okay. Because you don't need their apology to move forward. You just need your decision. You were not put here to be average. You were not created to live stuck. But if you're going to rise, it starts with owning your role. Own your energy, own your attitude, own your faith, own your mistakes, own your bounce back. That's the key. Because when you take full responsibility for your life, nobody can stop you. Not your past, not the haters, not the odds, not even failure. Because now you're moving with power, with clarity, with purpose. And that's a force nobody can contain. So today I challenge you, stop blaming, stop pointing fingers, stop waiting, take a breath, look in the mirror and say it out loud. I own my story. Say it until you believe it. Say it until the chains break. Say it until you stand taller. Say it until nothing from your past can define your future, because you're not a victim. You're a warrior. You're not broken. You're becoming. You're not behind. You're building. As long as you keep showing up, as long as you own every chapter, even a messy one, then your story's not over. It's just getting started. Stop sitting around waiting for a knock on the door. Stop scrolling through life thinking someone is going to come along and hand you your future. Let me tell you something real right now. Opportunity is not given, it's created. And if you're not building it brick by brick, then you're just a spectator in your own life. And spectators don't win championships. See, I've been there. I felt the weight of the world on my shoulders. I've heard the voices telling me it wasn't possible. I've seen the rejection letters, felt the sting of closed doors, been ignored, overlooked, underestimated. But let me tell you what I learned in the fire. You don't wait for opportunity, you make it happen. Most people wake up and think success is this magical thing floating in the air. And maybe, just maybe, if they wish hard enough, it'll land in their lap. That's not how this works. You got to wake up hungry. You got to move like you're running out of time. You've got to be so committed to your purpose that when no one else sees it, you still build it. You want a job? Make yourself so valuable they can't ignore you. Can't find a mentor? Read the books, watch the interviews, reverse engineer their greatness. Nobody's calling you back. Build your own platform, create content, tell your story, start with what you have and let the world know. Not waiting anymore. I'm taking what's mine. Listen, the greatest people in history didn't wait to be chosen. They chose themselves. They started in their garage, in their kitchen, in the corner of a one-bedroom apartment with a cracked phone and a Wi-Fi signal from next door. They didn't have $1 million budget or a team of investors. You know what they had? Grit, vision, discipline, fire. You're sitting there thinking you need a fancy setup, a better degree, the perfect timing. Stop. You already have what you need. You just haven't activated it. You've got a mind, a voice, an idea, gift. Use it. You think your background disqualifies you. No, it prepares you. You think because you failed once it's over? No, that failure was feedback. Now build better. Nobody is coming to rescue you. This is your movie and you're the lead. So stop auditioning for roles in other people's stories. You need to start writing your own. You want to be a speaker, an artist, a CEO? Then speak, create, lead. Now, not next week, not when the stars align. Now, see, opportunity is a result of action, not thoughts, not prayers without work. It's what happens when preparation meets movement. You can't steer a parked car. If you're not in motion, God can't bless what you're not building. Doors don't open for people who won't knock. And if there's no door, you build one out of the pieces of your pain. I talk to people all the time who tell me, I'm just waiting for my chance. Let me break your heart to save your life. That chance might never come unless you go out and create. That song you've been meaning to record, that business idea sitting in your journal, that blog, that YouTube channel, that app, that brand, what are you waiting for? Let me ask you something serious. What's the difference between you and the people living your dream right now? Is it talent? Maybe. Is it connections? Could be. But the real difference is they started. They got tired of waiting. They stepped out scared, they made mistakes, they fell flat on their face, but they moved. And every step forward created momentum. Every no taught them how to get to a yes. If you're waiting for permission, this is it. If you're waiting for clarity, this is it. If you're waiting for a sign from God, a push from the universe, a reason to begin, this is it. There will never be a perfect moment. There will always be a risk. There will always be uncertainty. But the real question is, how bad do you want it? You say you want to change your life, but you won't take the first step. You say you want to be different, but you keep doing the same things. You say you're tired of your job, your situation, your circumstances, but you're not doing anything to change them. And I'm not judging you. I'm challenging you because I've been you. I've had the same excuses. But the day I took ownership of my life, everything changed. No more blaming the system. No more blaming your family. No more blaming the economy, your past, your environment. Your situation might not be your fault, but your response is your responsibility. So what do now? You grind. You grind. You learn. You fail forward. You reach out. You build networks. You get better every single day. You stop waiting for opportunities to show up and you start showing up for yourself. And don't expect instant rewards. The world doesn't owe you applause. You may post 100 times before anyone notices. You may pitch your idea 20 times before someone bites. But when they see your consistency, when they see your discipline, when they see your authenticity, they'll come, or maybe they won't. And that's fine, because you're not doing it for the claps. You're doing it for the calling. Look, I'm not saying it's gonna be easy. I'm not saying it's gonna happen overnight. But I'm saying this, it will never happen if you don't start. Every successful person you admire had a moment when they were unknown, unproven, uninvited, and they made a decision. A decision to move anyway. A decision to show up even when nobody was watching. A decision to stop waiting and start creating. So today, I need you to stop dreaming about what could be. I need you to stop scrolling through other people's success and comparing yourself. I need you to stop asking for permission and start building. The life you want, the business you want, the freedom you want, is on the other side of action, and that action starts today. Wake up to reality. The truth is brutal, but it's beautiful. Nobody's going to do it for you, but here's the good news. You don't need anybody to. You got everything you need to win. Now go create your opportunity and take what's yours. Let me tell you something real. Pain is not your enemy, it's your teacher. You've been avoiding pain your whole life like it's some kind of curse. But the truth is, pain is the price you pay to become great. You say you want success, you say you want legacy. You say you want to leave something behind that matters. But let me ask you, what are you willing to suffer for? Because everybody wants to be a beast. Until it's time to do what beasts do, everybody wants to be great. Until greatness demands pain. You can't pray for growth and then complain when you feel pressure. Growth hurts, success costs. That pain you're running from, that's the exact thing that's going to develop you. That's the thing that's going to separate you from the pack. That's the thing that's going to make you unstoppable. See, the people you admire, the ones winning at the highest level, they've all been through something. And not just a little something. I'm talking about long nights. I'm talking about being broke, being doubted, being told no over and over, still showing up. I'm talking about tears nobody saw. I'm talking about sacrifices nobody clapped for. That's what greatness demands. And if you're not willing to go through the pain, don't expect to hold the prize. The difference between most people and the elite is not talent. It's not even opportunity. It's their relationship with pain. Some people run from it, some people numb it. The great ones, they lean into it, they embrace it, they learn how to use it. Pain becomes their fuel. You want to get to that next level? Then you got to make peace with the process. You've got to understand that the road to your dream is paved with discomfort. There will be rejection, there will be betrayal. There will be days you feel alone, days you question everything, days you wonder if it's even worth it. But the ones who win, they keep going. Not because it's easy, not because they don't feel pain, but because their purpose is greater than their pain. You got to decide that the pain of discipline is better than the pain of regret. Yeah, waking up at 4 a.m. is painful. Studying when your friends are out is painful. Working 2 jobs to fund your dream is painful. But you know what's more painful? Waking up 5 years from now in the same place with the same excuses, wondering why your life didn't change. You know what hurts? Seeing someone else live the life you wanted because they were willing to suffer when you weren't. I'm not here to hype you up. I'm here to be real with you. This world doesn't reward lazy. This world doesn't pay you for potential. You don't get trophies for almost. You get what you earn. And to earn it, you got to push past what's comfortable. You've got to be okay being uncomfortable. You've got to understand that greatness doesn't live in comfort. It lives in pressure, in grit, in the grind. You think champions are born? No, champions are forged. In the fire, in the trenches, in the dark. That's where character is built. That's where toughness is born. That's where you find out who you really are. Because pain reveals you. When everything's falling apart, how do you respond? When the plan goes sideways, do you give up or do you grow up? See, pain will test you, but it will also teach you. It will teach you patience. It will teach you hunger. It will teach you how to focus. It will teach you how to rise when everything in you wants to fall. It will teach you how to fight when you got nothing left in the tank. You've got to flip your mindset. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what is this trying to teach me? Instead of crying about it, get curious about it. Every setback is a setup. Every delay has a lesson. Every failure is feedback. You are not broken. You are being built. You want to lead? Then learn how to bleed. You want to shine? Then go through the fire. Don't ask for the spotlight if you can't handle the heat. You don't get strong by avoiding weight. You get strong by lifting it. You don't get wise by avoiding failure. You get wise by learning from it. You keep asking for elevation, but you don't want the pressure that comes with higher altitude. Let me break it to you. New levels bring new pain. And if you can't handle it now, how will you survive when the stakes are even higher? Some of you are praying for success, but you haven't developed the resilience for it. You want the promise, but you haven't built the muscle to carry the process. And the reason you're still in the pain is because the pain is trying to grow you into a person who can handle the success. Stop asking for shortcuts. Take the pain. Learn from the pain. Become the beast you're meant to be. Let me tell you something personal. Every single time I wanted to quit, every single time I thought it was over, that's when the breakthrough was right around the corner. But you don't get to break through without the breakdown. You don't get to rise without first being refined. You don't get to soar until you've crawled through the dirt and earned those wings. Stop comparing your pain to someone else's progress. You don't know what they went through. You don't know how many nights they cried. You don't know what they had to lose to gain what they have. Focus on your path. Focus on your pain, because your story, your journey, your struggle is shaping you for a destiny that's uniquely yours. And when the pain comes, and it will, don't shrink, don't retreat, don't tap out. You stand up, you face it, you let it know. I'm not afraid of you, I welcome you. Because every time I feel pain, I'm reminded that I'm alive. I'm reminded that I'm growing. I'm reminded that I'm chasing something bigger than myself. So the next time life hits you hard, the next time you feel like it's too much, remind yourself why you started. Remind yourself who you're doing this for. Remind yourself that this pain is temporary, but the greatness it produces will last forever. This is your season. This is your time, but it's not gonna come easy. And that's okay, because you're built for this. You got more in you, got fire. You got purpose, you got destiny. All you need now is the courage to endure the pain and keep going. Greatness is calling, and it doesn't speak the language of comfort. It speaks in blood, it speaks in sweat, it speaks in sweat, it speaks in sacrifice, it speaks in pain. So go get what's yours. And when it hurts, smile, because that's how you know you're on the right track. You keep asking for success, like it's something someone's going to hand you. Like one day you're just going to wake up. It's going to be at your door, gift wrapped, waiting for you to open it. Let me make something real clear right now. Success is not given, it's earned. You don't get success. You grind for it, you fight for it, you sacrifice for it, you earn it in the dark before anybody sees the light. You earn it in silence before the world applauds. Success don't care about your potential. Success don't care about how bad you want it. It don't care about your dreams unless you get up and do something about them. It listens to effort. It responds to consistency. It rewards those who keep going when most people quit. You see, we live in a time where everybody wants to win, but don't nobody want to work. Everybody wants to look successful, but they don't want to put in the blood, sweat, and tear it actually takes to become successful. You think because you posted some motivational quotes on your story, because you read a book last week, because you talked about your goals, that's enough? It's not. It's not. Success don't care about what you say, cares about what you do day after day when no one's watching. The truth is, most people never taste success because they're not willing to do the boring work. They're not willing to grind in silence. They want spotlight with no struggle. They want rewards with no sacrifice. But success has a price tag, and you can't bargain with it. You can't shortcut it. You can't finesse your way around it. You either pay the full price or you don't get in the door. Let me ask you something. How many hours have you really put into your dream? How many times have you pushed yourself past your breaking point? How many times have you chosen discipline over distraction? That's what determines success. Not your likes, not your followers, not your talent, but the work, the focus, the grit. Success is not an Instagram highlight reel. It's the missed parties. It's the early mornings and late nights, doing it scared. It's doing it tired. It's doing it tired. It's doing it when nobody believes in you, when you barely believe in you. It's showing up when you feel like quitting. It's taking the hit and still standing. That's what earns success. See, people love the idea of success. They love the cars, the lifestyle, the freedom, but they don't love the process. They don't love the repetition. They don't love the failure. Can't skip the grind and still expect the glory. You can't cherry pick your way through the process and think you'll make it to the top. Everything counts. Every decision, every action, every sacrifice. You want to know why I talk the way I do? Why I push so hard? Because I've been there. I've been at the bottom. I've been overlooked. I've been counted out. I know what it feels like to struggle. I know what it feels like to cry yourself to sleep wondering if you're good enough. But I also know what it feels like to earn something. I know what it feels like to look in the mirror and know that I built this. Not with handouts, not with luck, but with relentless grind and unshakable faith. Success is earned through character, through consistency, through commitment. That's why it means something when you finally get there. Because you know what it took. You know how many times you could have quit, but you did. You know how many people doubted you, but you kept showing up. That's what makes success powerful. Not the result, but who you became on the way there. And listen to me, you don't have to be the most talented. You don't have to have all the resources, but you do have to be willing to outwork everybody else. You do have to be willing to outlast your excuses. You do have to be the one who keeps moving forward when everyone else sits down. That's the mindset. Mindset, earn everything. Stop waiting on a miracle. Stop waiting on somebody to come save you. No one's coming. It's you. It's always been you. The moment you accept that, the moment you realize that your life is in your hands, that's the moment everything changes. And let me tell you something else. Success is not a one-time thing. You don't just earn it once and then coast. No. You gotta earn it every single day. You've gotta wake up hungry every single day. You've gotta prove it to yourself over and over again. You've gotta keep sharpening the blade. Keep learning, keep growing. No? Because the second you get comfortable, that's the second you start losing. So if you're in the grind right now, stay there. If you're in the storm right now, endure it. If you're working while everyone else is sleeping, keep going. Because every drop of sweat, every tear, every sleepless night is building something, it's earning something, it's preparing you for what's coming. And when you finally cross that finish line, when you finally reach that mountaintop, you'll know in your heart that you earned it. Not because it was easy, but because you stayed committed when it was hard. You kept the vision alive when everything around you said to let it go. You did the work. You paid the price. You earned the right to call yourself successful. So don't ever let anybody make you feel like you don't deserve it. Don't let them tell you were lucky. Don't let them downplay your grind. They weren't with you in the trenches. They didn't see the sacrifices. They didn't carry your pain. You earned it. Own it. Walk in it. Success is earned, not given. And that's the beauty of it. Nobody can take it from you because they didn't give it to you. So stop asking for permission. Stop waiting for perfect timing. Stop hoping somebody's going to hand you your dream. Get up, get focused, get obsessed, get in the game and earn every single day. So now that you've heard the message and now that it's in your heart, in your soul, you've got to make a decision. Because here's the thing, information without action is just entertainment. Motivation without movement is useless. It feels good in the moment, but it changes nothing if you don't do something different today. You don't just listen to words like this and walk away the same. You don't get fired up and go back to living average. You don't cry. You don't nod your head and then hit snooze tomorrow morning. You change, you shift, you elevate because now you know that success isn't some mystical thing reserved for a chosen few. It's not given based on background, race, money, or connections. It's earned, it's forged, it's created through action, through hunger, through relentless pursuit. You want success? Go earn it. And don't let your environment convince you that greatness isn't for you. Maybe you didn't grow up with money. Maybe you didn't have support. Maybe you made mistakes, failed 1,000 times, got laughed at, pushed aside. That's fine. Use it. Let the pain fuel you. Let the rejection sharpen your focus. Let the darkness be where you build your fire. Because the truth is, the people who had to struggle, the people who had to claw their way out of nothing, they're the ones who value success the most. Why? Because they earned it. They didn't inherit it. They didn't fake it. They built it. Don't envy somebody else's highlight reel. Don't measure your life against someone else's chapter 20 when you're still on chapter 3. Just keep showing up. Keep doing the work. Keep stacking the wins, brick by brick, day by day. That's how legacies are made. Not overnight, not with luck, but with dedication when no one claps. With discipline when no one is watching. With dreams that burn inside you so deeply that quitting is no longer an option. Some days, it's gonna hurt. Some days you're gonna hurt. Some days you're gonna feel alone. You're going to ask yourself, is this even worth it? And the answer is, yes, it's worth it. Every early morning, every late night, every time you choose purpose over comfort, growth over fear, sacrifice over distraction, is worth it because you're not just earning success. You're earning you're earning self-respect, you're earning pride, you're earning freedom. The freedom to say, I did this. I changed my life, I never gave up. You think the greats didn't doubt themselves? You think champions didn't feel pain, didn't question the journey? Of course they did, but they kept going. That's the difference, they kept going. And I need you to understand, your story ain't done yet. Your journey is still unfolding, Every setback you face was just a setup for something bigger. But you gotta finish the race. You gotta keep swinging. Because if you stay in the fight long enough, you'll win. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually you will win. But only if you stay in the game. You can't bow out early and expect the rewards of a champion. You can't give half effort and expect full blessings. Life will only give you what you demand of it, not what you wish for, not what you hope for, what you demand through your actions, through your sacrifice, through your consistency. So here's what I'm asking from you. Make a decision today, a decision that says, I will no longer live average. I will no longer wait for opportunity. I will create my own. I will stop talking and start building. I will stop doubting and start believing. I will stop asking and start earning. Make that decision. Not once, but every single day. When you wake up, when it's cold, when you're tired, when life punches you in the face, decide again. Because success doesn't show up once, it shows up over and over. And you gotta match that energy with persistence, with commitment, with grit. And don't think small. Don't aim low just because it feels safer. Dreams so big it scares you. Set goals so massive they make you nervous. Because that's how you stretch. That's how you grow. That's how you tap into the version of yourself that the world hasn't even seen yet. There's a level in you that hasn't been activated. There's a beast in you that's been sleeping. And today you wake it up. You don't owe it to anyone else. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to the younger version of you who used to dream. You owe it to the future version of you who's counting on the decisions you make right now. You owe it to every sleepless night. Every struggle, every time you chose to keep going when quitting was easier. And when people see you shine, when they see your life change, when they ask how you did it, you'll be able to say with pride, I earned this. I didn't get lucky. I didn't wait for it. I earned it. And that's something nobody can take from you because it wasn't given. It was built with your own hand, with your own sweat, with your own spirit. So stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop overthinking. The moment is now, the time is now, the grind starts now. You already have everything you need inside of you. The fire, the potential, the resilience, but you gotta choose it. You gotta claim it. You gotta work like your life depends on it because it does. And when that success finally shows up, when the doors start opening, when the results start pouring in, you'll stand tall, not just because of what you've achieved, but because of who you became in the process. You'll know that nobody says. You'll know that nobody handed you anything. Nobody gave you a shortcut. You took the long road, the hard road, the honest road, and you walked every step like a warrior. That's success. That's power. That's legacy. And that's what happens when you decide, from this day forward, success will no longer be a dream. It will be a lifestyle. It will be a standard. It will be something you wake up and earn every single day with every single choice.